Hello, students of business.
We're Commerce Coach back again with people in business.
Right, because as we know, starting a business is quite simple. It requires a good idea and lots of motivation. But any successful business requires three very important things. It requires the right people to be put into the right places at opportune times.
Now, you all might be thinking, আমরা business না বুঝেই আগে employee কিভাবে খুশি রাখতে হয় সেটা জানবো?
And because most successful businesses would agree that without the right people in place, they would never be the success they are today. And that's why big successful companies have such rigorous recruitment processes. And sometimes in unique cases, they even poach talents from their top competitors.
Right, so কিছু তো আছে with employees in business. That's why, experts regard them as human capital and in some unique cases, even as assets in the statement of financial position. So আমরা এখন দেখব একটা কোম্পানিতে চেয়ারম্যান থেকে ওয়াচম্যান পর্যন্ত মানুষ কি কি করে.
Right. Let's start where most businesses start, with one man, one idea, and motivation to change the world. We made them into our heroes. We made them into rock stars. They are, of course, the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk, the Bill Gates.
But you can't forget about our heroes. Lutfur Rahman Shahib, Abdul Monem Shahib. Of course, guys, we are talking about the entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is someone who has started a business with just an idea, or maybe a dream, or maybe a product they couldn't find in the market.
Right. Thinking of which, I was gonna become an entrepreneur recently. I suffered a lot because, as you know, in my office, we do lunches, right? At lunch, when I'm browsing for takeaway food, I feel like, এই restaurant থেকে এটা ভালো, এই restaurant থেকে এটা ভালো.
Right.
I wish I could order a burger from one place, fries from another, and maybe a coffee from a third place. There was no solution to that until recently. I won't name the app, but there's a new service that allows me to order.
I know what you're talking about.
Right. Let's not break the ice here, right? That allows you to order specific items from different places.
Different places, right.
And it's magical. Today I had a meat box with a burger and a coffee from somewhere else. So, yes, entrepreneurs are people with those kinds of ideas, meeting the niches that we didn't know existed.
Now, this person, the entrepreneur, needs some people to help him, okay? Alibabar 40 chor lagchilo to pull the greatest heist in fiction. But you have to always be clear and careful about too many cooks spoiling your broth.
But not everybody in the kitchen is a head chef.
No.
Kyo sous chef, abar kyo piyaj karte. So, but that's hierarchy. That's a topic for a different video. All right, let's get some clear and precise concepts out of the way first.
Sure.
Right. Although Bangladesh part-time employment is popularity now, but it's something that we can easily grasp. Part-time employment, if you consider a week, is something where you're working 20 to 30 hours a week. But this can be divided up into many ways. You could be working 8 hours a day for 3 days for 24 hours. You can be working 5 hours a day for 5 days for 25 hours.
Total, it has to be the same.
Right. It has to be between 20 to 30 hours a week, right? Whereas full-time employment is your typical 9 to 5 affair where you're working 5 days a week, 9 to 5, and it amounts to give or take 40 hours a week.
Harai fellam naki Hassan. Guys, our beshi na pechai. We're just going to summarize you with all the other types or the breakdown of the types of an employment. Number one, being job share, where two part-time workers will share the hours, workload, pay of a full-time worker. Second, casual employment or flexible hours. It is a chakri without the guarantee of payment, বা কাজের hours-এরও কোনো guarantee নাই. থাকলে যদি কাজ তাকে দরকার হয় তাকে ডাকা হবে, না দরকার হলে তাকে ডাকা হবে না. থার্ড, সিজনাল এমপ্লয়মেন্ট. ইট ইজ অ্যাকচুয়ালি ওয়ান টাইম অফ দ্য ইয়ার অর আ সিজন অফ দ্য ইয়ার যখন এই লেবারদেরকে লাগে. Very good examples of us in our country is all the volunteers of Bishwa Istema, or the more recent examples of Korbanir Hat. The stalls who sell their cows, they come up in that season of the year and they place their hearts over there.
Let's take a small break to promote what we're doing here. Please, if you have any comments about what we're doing, if you have any sort of feedback, don't be afraid to leave it in the comments or reach out to us. We're more than welcome to hear about your criticism. Leave a like, share with your friends if you felt it helped you a little. And follow our socials.
Share within your campuses too.
The ideal recruitment process is one that attracts a relatively large number of candidates, and then they'll mostly survive the screening process. ঠিক আছে, সো আমরা আপনাদের জন্য এই পুরো প্রসেসটাকে সিম্পলিফাই করে 6 স্টেপসের ভিতরে নিয়ে আসছি, সো ইউ ক্যান বেটার আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড ইট. দিস উইল নট অনলি হেল্প দ্য বিজনেস স্টুডেন্টস বাট অলসো মেবি দ্য young entrepreneur who's looking to hire his first employee or people who are looking for jobs. So let's learn about these 6 steps.
Number one, if we are talking about how to identify the number and type of stuff, okay? For example, যদি একটা কোম্পানি নাই জানে যে তাদের কেমন টাইপের ওয়ার্কার লাগবে, কয়জন ওয়ার্কার লাগবে, ফর এক্সাম্পল ইউ মাইট নিড 20 ওয়ার্কার্স or you might need a worker for 2 of them would be full time and 3 of them would be part time.
Right.
And এটা না জেনে রিক্রুট করা would be like লিস্ট ছাড়া গ্রোসারি শপিং এ যাওয়া।
হ্যাঁ, বারবার আম্মুরে ফোন দিতে হবে।
Right. Okay.
Right.
The next one.
Next stage, let's talk about 2 important documents that the employer or the company looking to hire might prepare. One is called a job description and another one is called the job specification. The differences are very simple. A job description is one that defines the job itself.
মানে আমি কি করব,
মানে চাকরিটা, জবটা, what does the position entail? মানে what are your responsibilities, what is your title, what might be the pay, what you have to do, defined, undefined, কার আন্ডারে, কার জন্য করতেছি, কি করতেছি, মানে it will be a description of the job itself.
Okay, so duties and responsibility.
Right.
Okay,
right.
great.
But whereas this job specification is defining the person that will fit into the job. যে আমরা কি টাইপের মানুষ চাচ্ছি, whether we're looking for a male or a female, although that's not accepted now we should be gender neutral.
No, but not cool.
অনেক জায়গায় we see মানে females preferred বা males preferred, certain age
cabin crew.
Certain age specifications. Let's say if you're looking into a really IT heavy job description, you might want a younger person who's vibrant, who'll get
but
into
sales, a female sales executive. Right.
Medical sales, shout out to one of the best career paths ever. Anyways, so your job description is describing the job itself, whereas the specification is describing the person who will fit into that job.
আমার কি MBA major লাগবে, আমার কি MBA marketing লাগবে কিনা, major in finance.
You're describing the person you're looking for. Basically ওই যে আমরা পেপারে আগে দেখতাম না পাত্র চাই পাত্রী চাই, they're describing the person they're looking for. That's your specification.
বাটুল হতে হবে,
right?
Okay, and the next thing is advertising the job on certain type of medias. And nowadays media বলতে আমরা একটা জিনিসই বুঝি ভাই, social media and the job sites.
Right.
We have Prothom Alo Jobs, we have Doinik Chakrir Khobor as a newspaper, and then we have BD Jobs, okay? And there are some trade magazines too who have job columns weekly or fortnightly.
But একটা সোর্স কিন্তু আমরা বললাম না, যেটা ওরা সবাই জানে, ওই যে ইউনিভার্সিটি রিক্রুটমেন্ট প্ল্যাটফর্মগুলো যেখান থেকে ছোট ছোট চাকরিগুলো প্লেসমেন্ট করে দেয়, ওইটাও হয় মাঝে মাঝে, হয় খারাপ না।
Best of luck.
Right. Next, we will evaluate the applications and make a short list. So, সবগুলো অ্যাপ্লিকেশনসকে কম্পাইল করে রাখা হবে and যেইগুলা মানে আমাদের suitable ওইগুলোকে আলাদা করে একটা short list করা হবে, from where a selected few candidates will be called in for an interview.
Okay, if we are talking about interview, let's tell them how an interview is taken. Okay, for example, একটা ইউনিভার্সিটিতে একটা প্রফেসর হায়ার করা হচ্ছে,
right?
Okay, there would be a committee, a selection committee, maybe of the vice chancellor, consisting of the vice chancellor, the maybe registrar or some subject experts maybe, but this committee size also depends on the position of the job.
Right.
For example, একটা কেমিস্ট্রি প্রফেসরের জন্য কিন্তু এই কমিটি বসবে, but একটা ল্যাব অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট
ওটার জন্য তো আর
it's not worth it,
right?
It's not worth their time, okay?
Right.
And তারা মিলে কি করবে, তারা মিলে তো মুড়ি খাবে না একসাথে, তারা মিলে কি করবে, তারা স্পেসিফিকেশনের সাথে আর ডেসক্রিপশনের সাথে মিলা দেখবে যে এই মানুষটা একই কিনা, what I'm looking for,
right?
Okay, if it is apt, then the selection process comes later, which can call for another video maybe. Yeah,
right. So next step, পছন্দের সব ক্যান্ডিডেটস গুলোকে একটা লিস্টে করা হয়, right? After the interviews, and then the selection process kind of starts. The whole process is different, but after the selection we will basically what we will do is we will use our reactions of meeting the candidate and seeing what they say, their answers, right? And we'll match it with the job specification that we talked about earlier. Just ঠিক আছে, এই মানুষটাকে যে দেখলাম, ওর প্রোফাইল দেখলাম, ওর দেখলাম, how much does this person this him or her match up to the specification that we drew up before.
Compatibility gauge করা,
right,
that's it.
ওইটাই যে আচ্ছা how much does he meet or she meet with our compatibility, আমাদের work culture এর সাথে মিলে নাকি, মানে can they fit into our work hours, our corporate clients and all of that, এটা দিয়ে they will see if they're a perfect match. Sometimes, most of the times, people are not perfect matches. Let's just say বিয়েতেও মানুষ perfect match হয় না. They see that can they be trained afterwards, right?
বিয়ের পর
না বিয়ের পর ট্রেনিং না, মানে রিক্রুটমেন্ট, right? Can they be trained afterwards? So যেই ল্যাকিংস গুলো আছে ওগুলো can they be sorted out with some workshops, some training, some on the job, you know.
আর মাঝে মাঝে ইন্ডাকশন ট্রেনিং এও অনেকজন একটু ক্যাচ যারা করে ফেলতে পারে তাদের হয়তো আর বেশি কিছু লাগে না, ইন্ডাকশনই বুঝে যায়
right, because the difference is right, when you're recruiting somebody fresh off university, very raw talent, MTO program, hand tanita ota, you know you can mold them into anything. You can take a English major and you can make him into a finance guru.
So a fresh graduate and water is the same thing.
You can make them into anything, but when you're hiring, let's say somebody in their 40s, how much can you change?
Difficult to bend.
Right, that thing is set in stone almost. So এইগুলা কনসিডার করে they will evaluate among the interviewers and then they will select the most ideal candidate.
So I think we have rounded up the whole 6 stages of recruitment, right?
I think we have. Yeah. Now, given all this knowledge, I think next time we're facing an interview or we're taking an interview ourselves, we can appreciate the tremendous amount of hard work and dedication and process that goes behind this difficult procedure that we call recruitment. Right. So আমরা always try করবো to relate these business concepts into real world examples যাতে আপনারা বুঝেন that business does not only lie in theory, not only in practice, but somewhere in between. এমপ্লয়িজ কিভাবে ঠিক